So today it is September 8th, I believe, and that means that we are about 1 month away from this brand, Adapting Creativity, becoming 1 year old. Hi, my name is Henry Sierra, and I'm building a brand called Adapting Creativity. Adaptation Creations is a freelance business behind that brand, but the actual brand itself, the idea behind it means that you change little things here and there within your creative projects over time. That way you can sustain creative innovation. While there is a lot of talk on social media about building brands and how you need a niche to fulfill the successful efficiency of the brand, you can actually change things up along the way as well, so that's what we're doing here. So October 23rd, 2018. That is the day that I decided to kind of use some different effects, some different approaches to my filmmaking to try and develop my brand on YouTube. And that became something called Adapting Creativity, because that is exactly what I was doing, adapting my creative awareness so that I could make better videos and last longer than just a couple of months. So that intro came about. That was made in about 20 minutes on a whim, and little did I know that I would continue making videos that would feed into this idea of changing things up within my videos to make them more entertaining, and that would become a whole idea that I would run with throughout this year. But the whole idea of Adapting Creativity, that kind of two-piece brand that I had put together in my mind from subconscious kind of, I guess, trial and error, that is a much bigger idea than just myself. It goes beyond just my creativity. It can be applied to you and anyone you know who is a creative. That is the only reason why this movement as a brand is working, and why I can get more people than myself to believe in it, and I can get a whole kind of, audience that is invested into a brand. That is what the whole point of this is. And that wouldn't be possible without the idea behind it, that more people than myself can relate to. So that was the plan. Throughout this past year, I wanted to make this more than just YouTube videos, and I thought, how could I do that? How could I actually start making money in different ways that I actually enjoyed as well? And I thought about, back in high school, I used to take pictures a lot. That's something that I've pretty much done for half the time of what I've been doing for filmmaking, which is like 8 or 9 years. But it's nice, it looks beautiful. So since we're going hiking this morning, I'm just gonna take some pictures of them, no charge, it's just like gonna be for fun. And I'm gonna edit those and put them on the Adaptation Creations profile. Basically the whole idea is just to continue building the profile and marketing like that. Hi. The reason why I chose to take portraits and to take pictures to develop the awareness of this brand initially, and that is what I've been doing on Instagram, this is because it's a lot easier to just be like, hey, I'm starting this thing, here's a business card, this is what I can do for you, let me take some portraits for you real quick, and we'll see what it turns into. Well, I decided that if I wanted to make this thing about a camera and the lifestyle of a camera, and I have both the skills of film and photography, I should use both of those skills to my advantage to build this brand. That is why it is a media brand, not just a photography or film business. So every time I go out and take pictures with someone who is investing into this brand, I am also thinking about what this brand will become a couple years from now, 5 years from now, whatever. And I think about the look, the aesthetic of it, the way that I want you guys to feel when you see these kinds of photos or videos that I'm producing. The people that want to take pictures with me or may be interested in buying packages from me, I want them to know what they can expect from me. And that is, we adapt to the situation basically. I have my kind of set branding and aesthetic that I look for, but it's kind of 50-50 process. We create the picture that you desire. I do want to stop and take a moment to explain that a lot of developing your brand has to deal with knowing a lot of the intricate things prior to actually starting anything. I have to admit, it was lucky for me to kind of find these two words, adapting creativity, and find something within the silver lining of those, that way I can run with that. That was luck on my part. I would have never guessed that I could develop a brand name that was successful and clean like that. The parts that are not lucky, that are most of the work, are the filming and photography. This works for me because I know the cameras and how to use them, and if you do the same thing, you can start a brand similar to this one. But if you do this with painting, if you know a lot about painting, if you know a lot about clothing design.
I can remember the first time I got a sample back with a tag that said my own name, and I was hooked. No turning back, I was just completely hooked. We're a basics company. T-shirts, jeans, and sweatshirts.
These are the products that you wear 90% of your time. Making those things well was kind of our big idea in fashion.
If you know a lot about something, a niche of something, you can invest yourself into that and make it your own, like I'm doing with this creative film and photography thing. It's more than just a camera, it's more than just a paintbrush, it's more than just some fabric. And I think that one of the things about starting a brand in general, if you have some skill developed, it's just up to you to realize that skill and see how you can apply it to provide value to others and make that at scale, I guess. Not just 1 or 2 people, but 50, 100, 1,000 one day. If you have a skill that some people will find valuable, like creativeness or a different perspective, like I think my perspective is really valuable as a photographer because I can find a lot of angles that not many people around my city can find. So I have the skill of photography in itself, like the basic things about how to get a nice shot, and I also have the perspective of the artist, of how to find the kind of abstract things that make you feel indifferent than just a regular close-up portrait, something generic. So I think the beautiful thing is, well, no matter how old you are, I think the average age of like a startup business founder person is like 40 years old. I'm half that, I'm 22. So like no matter how old you are, what year it is, actually it doesn't matter what year it is. What I'm getting to is, we live in this accessible world where stuff like this is possible. So if you think that you can provide value or skill, if you think you have assets of something, reverse engineer that process of value, think about how you can deliver that value to other people at scale, and run with that and see where it takes you a year from now, 2 years from now. I guarantee you it'll become something bigger than just that little underlying skill that you think was useless. Or maybe you don't think it was useless, maybe you just didn't know before that you could actually put it to bigger potential, like I did. So in 2019, at 22, that is how I started a brand. Now it's just making it profitable and sustainable. If it turns out that you guys have had like a kind of light bulb moment of that intro that I made and have this idea that you may be able to take into a bigger opportunity, I'd suggest that you guys definitely go for that. It's very fulfilling, and creating something from the ground up is just a different kind of feeling than working with someone who has already built something. I think that's the beauty of this, and like YouTube and independence in general. If you guys enjoyed this video about me telling you the process of how I developed and like started this brand, let me know down in the comments below. What are you guys working on? If it is anything creative, or are you guys in school? What are you guys doing? Let me know down in the comments below. I love to interact with you guys. Other than that, I post on Mondays and Thursdays, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.